Why, hello there. Welcome to the recap episode, part 1 of season 2. Whilst we're still here in the Melbourne lockdown, we haven't been able to do anything, if anything at all, if they stay home. So I interest you in some of the best highlights from crit racing. We have a lot of footage from all the different crits, and we will start with the St Kilda Cycling Club White Street Circuit first. The circuit ended last year with the Super Crit, went out with a bang, so it's only fitting we start there. Our recap episode, part 1, is at St Kilda. So take it away, commentary winner Terence.
First race back at the White Street Circuit, this time with a new finish line.
Well, not really the first time back at White Street. This is the after coming out of winter. This is the first back at White Street after winter, so in the 2019 season and the final season for White Street.
Yeah, the final season. So, and me and Callan were teammates that day, and we had the plan that was pretty ad hoc, which was pretty much just don't chase each other down, just ride smart.
Well, I mean, it's pretty silly if you're teammates to just chase each other down.
Yeah, exactly. So there's no plan.
So, tell me, what was it like racing there this day? This is the first day back. It's cloudy, it's overcast, it's not a hell of a lot of riders there that day. There was probably, 40 starting in the A grade?
40 to 50, something like that.
Yeah.
It was a good sized field. It was really nice to be back. It was also quite sad at the same time because we knew it was ending very quickly.
And you're racing aggressively, of course. Attacking
always
at the front.
breakaway. Always, when you're a rider, you always play to your strengths. And if your strength is breakaways, you play the breakaways. If your strength's sprinting, you wait for a bunch sprint. If you want to, if you have the patience.
So who were your teammates this day?
It was just Callan, and he went off on the breakaway on the counter attack, and I'm being cheeky, taking up the inside line. And basically they've gotten a good gap, and I want to make sure that even though he's in a breakaway, I still want to make sure that we've got the numbers at the front. So I get a free fare onto this bunch here.
And you've got 2 future teammates in there as well, haven't you?
I had Paddy. I got Paddy in there, which was in hindsight my future teammate. At the time, he wasn't.
And also Aiden as well.
Aiden was in the Race Atlas uniform, so he was very much not a teammate at the time.
Now you're holding on to a strong rider there. There's a massive rider.
Yeah, you got to
Paddy
get him get away.
Yeah, look at him go. He's just a machine. He is.
Yeah, very very large calf muscle. So you got to make sure that when he gets in the breakaway, you got to keep an eye on him. Have to.
And tell me what's happening in this part of the race. We just passed number 42, Terence.
42. So I joined a pursuers group who we eventually caught up to the lead group, and we created a very large group off the front, and we did, spoiler alert, end up lapping the field in the end. And the rest of the peloton were pulled with about 3 laps to go.
Now, Paddy's behind you right now, and we talked to him on Instagram the other day when you put up a short video. And I thought he was staring at your camera, but he actually said that he was just enjoying holding a strong wheel.
Yeah, I was very flattered at the same time. Next time I'll make sure that I'm following him when he goes to the sprint.
Good idea, good advice.
Yeah. And so we're coming into the closing laps, and I can feel the tension. And I feel like, let's go. Let's see what I can do. Let's see if I can catch them off guard and see if they can play some games whilst I get a good lead.
And where did you finish up this day, Terence?
Well, we'll leave that. Well, I just passed Paddy. I never realised he was actually off the front of the leading group. And, well, it didn't end up very well. I sort of got chased down, passed, and we're now passing sort of the remnants, the leading another pursuers group. They've just been pulled off, and the race is in shambles. There's sort of no cohesion. We're just all chasing each other. We're like dogs with the bones at the moment.
And you've got no idea. I mean, not you, but the rest of the peloton had no idea what was going on, because they were all told to get off the course and everything else.
And And so I really did a bad job at timing my effort. In hindsight, I feel like this could be good. But in hindsight, it was just a horrible idea.
Oh, well, never mind. It was a good race to watch from the sidelines. We got some great footage.
Especially now with the new finish line, look at that city backdrop, the overpass, the big city buildings, the yellow fence thing.
Was it ever intimidating heading towards the freeway?
No, I was too busy looking at my Steam anyway to really pay much attention.
Following week?
Yep, following week, the sun's out, getting closer to summer.
Wow, the sun's out behind some clouds.
Well, I mean, yeah, but you can tell it's getting closer to Super Crit because it is getting warmer. It was probably like a good 5 degrees warmer.
And a good 10, 15 more riders this week as well.
I think so, yeah. People were definitely trying to get ready for that big event on December 15, 16, something like that.
For second week of December.
Yeah, well,
that's the main thing.
Yeah, that's the main thing. And I knew that last week that lapping the field is not probably going to happen again because sprinters learn once, and after they have a horrible realization to what could happen, they really do change their tune a bit. They definitely do make sure that things.
And suddenly you become a department store, don't you? A big Target.
Yeah, a big Target, exactly. My breakaway companion this time around, Nicholas Canterbury, I think at this point they were Anchor Point, but who are now Subaru Giant.
And just the power that you two had to get in front of this group. Even though it wasn't for a long time, it was a good attack.
Yeah,
it was a good attack.
5-minute flyer that didn't quite end up.
Oh, look at that shocking camera work there.
Yeah, we're watching Jason Bourne.
Yeah, look at that. But hey, I've got some redeeming features coming up. Look at that. Look at that. And we are going to feature the 360 camera even more this next coming season in 2025. Yes, we're looking forward to the 2025 season.
And yeah, basically my 5-minute fly didn't quite end up at the back of the peloton with less than a lap to go.
Oh, well.
Unfortunate. We are on to the next week, and I really do love the telephoto lens on the peloton.
Makes it harder when you haven't got a decent tripod to get it lined up, but it does do a good view of the peloton coming down, doesn't it?
Oh yeah, I think it's the best sort of. It looks professional, most professional.
And it was a great day this day too. More sun.
More sun, yeah.
More sun. And more heat, yeah. More enjoyable. And more riders too.
Oh, yeah,
must be getting close to Super Crit time.
Getting very close. And the riders race it differently too. It's more aggressive. A little bit closer to getting some headbutts, but it's always good fun.
And who are your teammates this week?
I think I spotted Brody in the peloton. I know I did spot Brody. I think it was mostly just me and Brody. And we're chasing down Connor Murtagh off the front.
Connor Murtagh, the train.
Yeah, he's a weapon. You can't let him go too far away. I'd rather have him in the peloton and have another 2 riders who can attack.
You know, they said that when they looked at the first steam trains, they said you'll never get that started, and then when it got started, they said you'll never get it to stop. That's Connor Murtagh.
Yeah, exactly. When he smells sort of a solo breakaway victory,
he just holds on. And we've got clips with him where he just absolutely smashed the peloton to pieces.
Correct. And you may have heard this a lot, but in crew racing, there's definitely the accordion effect, where it sort of slows down and it sort of compacts and expands. And I'm in the bad spot, and so I have to do a whole lot of energy.
Your coach tells you over and over again, don't waste so much time outside by yourself. And what do you do every time you race?
Someone's got to get the front, mate. And you know, it's not too bad if you attack hard and no one holds a wheel. Then you're not bringing anyone to the front.
And it looks like you're sitting behind young Patrick Drapack again.
And he's sitting behind someone else, so we're getting a nice, good lead up to the front.
And we're coming around. Now, this is the old front straight of the White Street course. This is actually White Street itself, which is how it got its name. But I actually did prefer the new finish line.
Yeah, I do as well. And it's unfortunate that the circuit had to end because of these houses that you can see to your right. Unfortunate.
And their cars that should never have been there, that just every week they'd park there anyway. Wow, here we are right now, Super Crits 2019.
Yep, it was a very good race. It was my first race in the elite category. Very fun, very difficult. And I must say that it was an experience that I'll never forget.
How was it like out there, Terence? Did you have a lot of fun though, racing against some of those giants?
It was good fun, I must say.
And team tactics?
You gotta have some sort of a team chat before.
Now, I've said this to you before, when you're racing in this level and at this level and you've got the teams there, it looks like disorganized chaos, but there is some organization to it.
There is somewhat, oh yeah, definitely. If your team has got some numbers, you can definitely put a lot of people in the hurt locker. But yeah, there could be there is organization to it, yeah. You could say that, yeah.
And we're back onto the racing around the course. This is Super Crit. This is tight.
Yeah.
Shoulder to shoulder.
Shoulder to shoulder all the time.
All the time. And it's just so much faster than the weekly crits. It's just
another level. It's another
next
level
up. Yeah.
And you can see in the background Rod Pedals taking some photos for Instagram as well.
There you go. Well, not just for Instagram. I mean, the riders can actually get photos of themselves from Rod.
Exactly, yeah.
Bit of a shout out for Rod there. Go and get your photos from Rod.
And I sort of trying to latch myself into this long, very long line. And I figured, maybe I'll just hang back and sit 2 wheels behind David.
That's David Randall you're talking about?
Yeah, in the Van Dam attire, yes.
And what happens here now, TJ? You sort of decide to go after this breakaway.
Yeah, I figured, I'm in a good spot. Why not? Having some fun. Although it's easier said than done because as soon as you put your nose in the wind, you definitely feel the wind. Even though it's not windy, it's still a lot of watts you have to punch out to get to 55 kilometers an hour.
You didn't hold his wheel though. You didn't hold the wheel.
No, I didn't hold the wheel. No. I got too buggered from actually trying to bridge up to the initial get off the front. But it's still good fun to be on the front of the group. It's always fun.
And we're coming round to there's only a few laps left to go of this race.
Oh no, this is definitely very early on in the race. And I take it wide there just so I can try and slot myself back into some sort of pace line. And I do somewhat, so I latch onto, I think this is Rudy Porter. But yeah, we scan forward and I really do like this view of the corner.
Yeah, it's an interesting one. Usually get told to take the camera away, but now that people know who I am, I get to get some of these sneaky shots in, and I mean, that one there is a great shot. That looks closer than it is, folks. It's actually a 35mm lens, maxed out, so it's sitting there looking closer than it really is.
And here we are at the finish line. Jensen taking the win.
Thanks for watching part 1. White Street will always be the home of big Sunday racing. Subscribe to see part 2. Don't forget to like the video, share it with your friends. Melbourne has some of the best crits. Show off all the interstate riders that Melbourne, when we come out of lockdown, we will always have the best crits. So stay tuned for the next video.
Let you in under my skin.